Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a special reading for the water signs Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and their twin flame connection. Twins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, and my official Instagram, both listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Twins, I hope that you're doing well. If you are here as a cross watcher, welcome. If you are here and you're unsure of what a twin flame connection is, I have included a link to Gabi Kovalenko's full-length explanation of the twin flame journey in the description box below for your reference. I'm going to jump right into it. Usually I would do a whole big explanation of what twin flames are, but I feel as though I just don't need to do that anymore. Spirit just doesn't need me to do that. I will simply say that I am a twin flame. I was in separation for 7 years from my twin, no contact for 5, and I am now in union with my twin. I do these readings to help twin flames navigate the arduous journey of being a twin flame. So I'm going to be using 2 decks for your reading today, twins. The first one for the overall energy will be from the Healing Heart Oracle. And I'm going to be using a deck that I don't often use on the channel, which is the Mira Visions Lenticular Tarot and Oracle deck by James Eads. He's done a lot of different decks, but this one, it's a very weighty deck, and it basically lenticular. It has holographic imagery on it, and that felt right. Felt like you and your twin, or rather all of the twins at this time, are kind of in a state of flux right now, and maybe you're shifting your magnetic energies between you. Maybe one of you is switching from runner to chaser and vice versa. I'm not sure, but that felt really important to use this deck today. So the cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for the water signs Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and their twin flame connection. What messages? Thank you. This is for the twin flame connection. Number 3, which corresponds to the Empress card of the Major Arcana. That's Taurus and Libra energy. Empress card is my favorite card in any tarot deck, and it talks about being the master attractor. It's a divine feminine card, the ultimate divine feminine, who represents the power of all 4 queens in the tarot. She's representative of Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, Mother Nature. She's fertile, she's abundant, lush, generous, and just so powerful. Powerful in her resolve. She doesn't need to be overly aggressive. She can simply know beyond a shadow of a doubt what she deserves, and that she's going to get it. The card is Unseen Heart. You are significant. Unseen heart, you are significant. And right away, of course, we see that this figure is half hidden, trying to come out of the shadows, we're trying to reveal who we really are. You could be, for twins in separation, you could be really trying to discover how to express yourself, especially in a public setting. I don't know if that's referring to public speaking or public presentation. Maybe you are being more social or trying to be more social. Sorry, all of a sudden I just felt this like really weird wave of achiness come over like my whole crown chakra. Like, it's not a headache, and I was fine. I just did another reading, and so I was fine for that. So I feel like this is part of your reading, but it's like tension. I do see up in the corner here this butterfly. You know, butterflies always going through such a tremendous transformation from the chrysalis to the butterfly. This complete collapse inward of self, of what it means to be self, and then re-emerging as this almost otherworldly creature. Aren't butterflies so otherworldly? At least they are to me. It's almost like you coming out of the chrysalis, emerging into this new creature. Maybe you are undergoing your very difficult spiritual awakening, having a Kundalini awakening, Kundalini rising, where all the chakras, all the energy centers within you are being blown open, perhaps for the first time. You're discovering your power, you're discovering yourself, you're having an ego death. That's all very difficult. And sometimes that can happen more than once in our lifetime. It was very difficult when I went through mine, and like I almost had a nervous breakdown in front of my old boss. Bless him wherever he is. It's not easy being a twin flame. People don't understand it, and it's hard to talk about with people that are not twins. The aching, the longing, the yearning, the constant thoughts about them gets irritating. But you love them very much, but it's irritating. Trying to figure out who you are without them, trying to figure out who they are. Why did you have to meet? What does it all mean? And then somewhere along the way, there's a part of you that just has to say, enough already. There's a part of me that needs to be seen. I don't want to focus on them anymore. I want to focus on me. I don't want to be hiding in the shadows. I don't want to keep things secret. See, even here, you see the shape here, this kind of heart shape here? It's subtle, and if you're not paying attention, you can overlook it. Have you been paying attention to your own wants and needs? Let's get some cards on the table. First card will be your energy. The second card will be your twins. The third card will be the connection. The fourth card will be advice from Spirit. Because these cards are lenticular, they're holographic, and they show two images at once, I will not pull any clarifiers because the second image will be the clarifier. Unless I want to pull a clarifier, and then I will, or if Spirit asks me to. I am only taking uprights in this reading. Okay. For your energy, twins, the Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Trees, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Trees. The Nine of Pentacles, you can see here. Sorry, I have to hold it at an angle so you can see it properly. Nine of Pentacles is a card that talks about really being abundant in our material world scenario. So, you know, kind of perhaps building a nest egg, or you're stable in your finances, you're stable in your connections, your community, your opportunities. It's very earthbound energy with the pentacles. It's like you've worked really hard to cultivate the life that you have for yourself. And you owe yourself a lot of credit for doing that. Because I have a feeling it's very independent, pre-Empress energy. So we got the 3 here representing the Empress, and then the 9 of Pentacles pops out. Pre-Empress, that's what they call it in the tarot, right? We're stepping up our game, our personal game. We're independent, self-sufficient, and it's beautiful. So I do see part of you that's becoming, and I just want to say too, like these 2 figures are bare. They don't have any clothes, they're bare. There's this sensitivity, this rawness, but it's also like a little bit of a freedom, right? Like there's nothing to hide, or we're trying not to. I also see with this pattern in the tree that you may have been connecting to trees, which makes me very happy. I always tell people, please go out and connect with trees, talk to trees, touch trees. It's so healing. It like brings it's like I have a smile on my face because I think about when I talk to, there's certain trees that I see every day, like on my way to work or whatever, and I stop and I touch them and I thank them. Because of course they talk to all the other trees, right? Maybe that sounds crazy to you. I really hope not, because you're missing out, right? And here we are, you know, it's confirmed here, 9 of trees. It's almost like becoming one with nature, becoming one with spirit. Like there's really no difference between you or the tree at this point, because you're connecting so deeply. And when you connect with trees, you connect with a bigger network around the world, a healing network. You know, when there's a tree that I touch right before I get on the subway where I live. And if I can, sometimes it's, you know, I'm just rushing or whatever, but I'll stop and I'll pause at that tree, I'll touch the tree, I'll thank it, and I'll ask it to protect me, and I'll ask it to protect my twin, to protect me, my family, my pets, everyone at my job, but also my twin and his family. It's important, and I believe it because the trees will, you know, my twin does not live where I live, so the communication has to bound far and wide. And I just ask the trees to communicate that. And when I do, I feel a sense of, okay, I'm okay where I am. It's not easy. It's not always easy. But there's this sense in you. There's a contentedness. I feel a little bit of a contentedness here. Like you're okay. You're okay today. Tomorrow you might not be, but today, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. And hey, guess what? You can enjoy that feeling. Even if your twin is not right next to you in this moment, do not let that rob you of joy in the present moment for what it is that you've done for yourself. You should be really proud of that. What's your twins card? Number 16 of the major arcana. Aries and Scorpio energy. Scorpio, you showed up in this reading. It's the Tower. And its counterpart is the Shore. Tower and the Shore. So let's look at the Tower first. The Tower, you can see here this house that's literally built on a cliffside. And here, you see the tree on the side here? See how it's holding on to almost nothing. It's about to fall into that water any moment. This is your twins energy. Something built on a shaky foundation, and spirit comes along and has to shake up the system. They have to shake up the system. I think your twin is experiencing a lot of tumultuous energy right now. Tower always comes for our best and highest good, though. It always comes for our best and highest good. But surprisingly, I mean, maybe your twin is also a water sign. There's a lot of water represented in your twin's energy. So they could have significant water placements in their chart, but they're feeling a lot of feelings. This is what Spirit is giving to me, and not all of it is pleasant. And part of you may feel like you want to comfort them, but they're on their own precipice, right? See how this water turns into the stars, the cosmos here? What they are experiencing right now, I mean, you could have already gone through the dark night of the soul. I don't see the Hermit card, but I feel it, right? Whatever this tower is, it's making them question a lot about what they value and who they are and where they want to go next. I know this very much applies to my own twin, and Spirit is, you know, I'm not going to get into his scenario, but Spirit is showing me his scenario. And it's just like a lot of, it's lifing, right? It's adulting. A lot of the things that he's going through right now, we are all going to go through at some point in our lives. It's a lot of just tough decision making, and I'm there for him, you know, because we're in union. I don't know if I'm speaking to somebody who's in separation. I assume that if you're here, you're in separation. But just because I'm in union with my twin doesn't mean that I can fix this for him, that I can make it better for him, that I can prevent it for him. I cannot. What it allows me to do, because we have, as twins have, a telepathic connection. You have a telepathic connection with your twin. Send them healing energy. Send them well wishes. Send them strength. Send them resolve. And how do you do that? By maintaining your own. Because your twin mirrors you. Where they see this tree, their stability on shaky ground means you have to make sure that your tree is completely on solid ground. And sometimes it can be unfair, twins, like I really get it. Because it feels almost like, well, why is that responsibility on me? Don't think about it like that. It can be hard, like it should be tit for tat, right? We don't think about it like that. Think about it as like resonant frequencies. Because at one time, hard to believe, but at one time, these two cards could have been reversed, and you could have been in this energy when your twin was working on their stability. And energetically, they bolstered you as now you bolster them, energetically speaking. Eventually, they will find the shore. But that shore might look different than it did before. There's growth happening. There's a lot of growth happening for your twin. Growth benefits both of you, whether it's your twin learning it or you learning it. It almost, though, feels like you're a spectator because you're rooted to the spot, right? You're rooted to the spot. As I said that the first time I saw 2020 on my timer, 2020, looking back in hindsight, 2020, perfect vision, right? You can perhaps see something very clearly that maybe they are just now learning. Take it as it resonates. Again, twins mirror each other. These two energies can be flipped. For the connection, 7 of chalices or 7 of cups and the 7 of lotuses. So let's look at the chalices first. 7 of chalices. Can you see the things coming out of the cup? Do you see that snake there? The snake is prominent. And the 7 of lotuses. The frogs at the bottom. Lotus is rising up to the sky. From the murky depths. From the murky depths, the lotuses rise. 7 of chalices can often represent this concept of being spoiled for choice. Strangely, though, in this particular rendition, there seems to be only one that sticks out to you, and it's the snake. Now, I was having a conversation with someone actually yesterday about snakes, and they have a very fraught relationship to snakes, but I was born in the year of the snake, and I wouldn't have a snake as a pet or anything, but I think they're pretty cool animals. Like, they shed skins and they regenerate, and they're very smart, and they have a lot of mystique and myth around them. The snake can represent a lot of things, but what it represents, or what spirit is giving to me in my mind's eye right now, is the fact that snakes are representative of portals, openings to something new. So, like the lotuses that want to burst forth from the murky depths, right? They're just little pods that stick in the mud, and they search for the light, and that's how they burst through all of that mud to get to the top. And when it gets to the top, it's this beautiful flower. There's something to be said about having to walk through the threshold of experience and coming out the other side, this massively evolved, beautiful, spiritual, powerful human being. Twin flames, when they go through their spiritual awakening, they discover spiritual gifts. I'm sure that you have many spiritual gifts, hopefully that you are tapping into and working on and working with. Both of you, I think, are working on your spiritual gifts right now, but it's requiring kind of going through the threshold, and that threshold is not always easy. In fact, in this moment, it is not. You're going through a little bit of a tumultuous period, but the payoff is spectacular. The payoff, like you can see here, there's so much dynamic, and you see all the swirls. Kind of reminds me of Vincent van Gogh, or Van Gogh, however you say his name, the artist, right? Starry Night. It's so beautiful, isn't it? There's so much dynamic energy here. It's like the air is swirling around you. The energies around this twin flame connection are in constant flux. So it's just about, the spirit just said, catching the wave. Let's just catch the wave, just like this. We're gonna catch the wave. to this like next rung of this next dimension of experience in the divine connection between you and your twin. Advice from Spirit, so beautiful. Number 14 of the major arcana, Sagittarius energy with Temperance. So I just want you to look at this card here. It turns into the maze. See Temperance here? Do you see that figure? Here's his leg, his hand, his body. He's almost caught. He's almost caught in something like this tree energy, right? He's caught now. He's almost being assimilated. It's the Temperance energy is peculiar in the tarot, at least it is to me, because it's a card of, it speaks of transmutation. So turning one thing from one state of being into another state of being. So the very simple example is water into wine, base metals into gold, pain into power, right? It's the sense that when you transmute something, so I'll give you an example. I'm an empath, as I'm sure, I mean, if you're water signs, I'm sure you are very familiar with this. And is it a superpower? Hell yes, it is. But it's like people come to you because you're water signs for advice or for comfort or for whatever it is, solace, and you're listening to people's lives, their problems, their heartache and heartbreak or whatever it is, and you listen to what they say, and the words that then come back out of your mouth are love, encouragement, compassion, empowerment, right? So you take in this heavy whatever, but what comes out of you is tremendously generous. And this is something that water signs struggle with, right? Because you don't want to just do that for anybody and everybody, because that's not fair. Boundaries are good, but when you love somebody, you want to encourage, you want to show compassion, you want to help them be the best version of themselves. But that is what transmutation is. And I keep doing this because it feels like this. It feels like you're this filter, and when things, you're like an air filter, and when things come back out, the air is clean again. I do this every single day of my life. I have done since I was little. And so you see this energy here. It's almost like, it seems kind of scary at first. It reminds me of that scene in Harry Potter 4, Goblet of Fire, where that vine kind of like scoops them up. It seems kind of scary, but it's almost like Spirit is asking you to surrender to the tree energy, surrender to the nature of what is, surrender to the universe, because it will support you. You don't have to be doing it alone. Oh, that's interesting, because I mentioned the Goblet of Fire, and this energy was in the maze, the great maze, right? You can see the maze as a bunch of corridors and a hedgerow. Confusing, perplexing, scary, because it feels like, could you be lost in the whole thing? But with the right balance, with temperance, with patience, there's this empowerment that can happen. It's like keeping calm. Allowing Spirit to support. Like, it's almost like I see this is you and your twin on kind of opposite sides, kind of coming together into this one entity. but it feels like an impossible feat. Like, how they're like over here and I'm over here. How am I going to find them? You've already found them. You've already found them. They are here. They are with you. Stay the course, Spirit just said. Hold your ground. Stay the course. There could be some difficult thoughts going through your mind right now. Stay the course, Spirit just said. Your twin needs your energetic support right now. And the best way that you can help them is for you to stay the course and to keep up-leveling in your pre-Empress energy. That's your reading, twins. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.